Day 15 and counting. Negotiations are underway, continuing after earlier with the partial shutdown. The new shutdown, we're having some prompter issues. The shutdown is marching into its third week. Democratic leaders Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer left a White House meeting with no deal and no indication from the president that it's going to end anytime soon. It could be far from over.
We told the president we needed the government open. He resisted. In fact, he said he'd keep the government closed for a very long period of time, months or even years.
Did you say that? And
I did.
Is that your assessment of where we are?
Absolutely, I said that. I don't think it will, but I am prepared.
Joining us now is Democratic campaign consultant and Fox News contributor Doug Schoen and GOPAC chairman David Avella. This is our A-team political panel. Gentlemen, welcome. Doug, I'm going to go to you first.
Sure.
So the border wall is President Trump's #1 issue. It was a campaign platform issue. His supporters want it. Tell me why he should cave now.
Well, it's not a question of caving. It's a question of compromising. I mean, if we could do a compromise where we get enhanced border security, a wall, a fence, whatever, plus the DACA residents, the Dreamers, that would be great. But we can't run our government, Jillian. I think most people would understand this based on building the wall, which a substantial number of people want, but it's by no means a consensus for all Americans. It's just not how you govern a country.
All right. Well, David, you know, the Democrats are really amped up about this. They want the president to kind of give a little bit here. But wouldn't that be a major betrayal of all the supporters that elected him into office? I mean, this is a promise that he made to millions of Americans.
What we know about President Trump is he is willing to take the pressure on for something he believes very passionately about. The question is, do new Democratic congressmen like Max Rose and Kendra Horn and Abby Finkenauer and Colin Allred, all Democrats in districts traditionally won by Republicans, are they going to be able to take the pressure as Americans don't get their tax returns if the government shut down, as government contractors in their districts continue or start to complain about not being able to go to work? Are they going to be able to take the heat? And not that the White House needs my advice, but if they're looking for some, the president ought to be. The president ought to be in Iowa and in Oklahoma and in Texas and in New York, in these congressional districts, putting pressures on these members of Congress to get them to put pressure on Nancy Pelosi to give up this farce that she's calling a border security a immorality.
Yes. And Doug, it seems like all Nancy Pelosi has to do now is agree to some amount, some number, any number for border wall funding. And she's dug in her heels. Schumer has dug in his heels. They've said, we're not doing it. You know, reports as of, 2 weeks ago were that the vice president and others were kind of floating $2.5 billion numbers. That's a major decline from $5.5 billion. So why not just give a little bit here?
Well, a couple of reasons. First, I don't think the Democrats have ruled out enhanced border security. What they've said is that they're not going to build the wall, and rightly or wrongly, that is their position. And to what David was saying, we've been to that rodeo. President Trump campaigned all over the country. The Democrats won 40 seats in spite of him campaigning on the wall and on border security. So I think really what we need is flexibility on both sides. And if we do, we can and should open the government, and we shouldn't hold the government hostage to putting funding only for the wall. And I think from what the president said yesterday, there's enough wiggle room on the wall, the fence, the slats, enhanced border security to get the government open, to fund it, and to do what all Americans want, secure our border.
David, are you at all focused on this 3-week mark, meaning 3 weeks from now you've got the State of the Union? This is the president's premier opportunity to speak to the nation. Isn't it going to be kind of a drag if he's trying to convince millions of Americans that he can lead the country forward if he can't even keep the lights on?
Every speech the president makes is an opportunity to define where he's trying to take the country. But let's talk about Doug's flexibility for a second. Can he get Democratic leaders to be flexible and say, let's give $5 billion to the experts at the Homeland Security Department and let them decide how best to use this $5 billion? And if it's $4 billion for a wall and $1 billion for infrared screens, great. If it's $2 billion for the wall and $2 billion for enhanced patrols down there, let's do that. Let's have a compromise of let's take $5 billion for border security and let the experts decide what to do with it at Homeland Security.
Well, so the motto and the mantra for 2019, gentlemen, is flexibility on both sides. Thanks as always for your time. We will check back in with you soon, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Same to you, Jillian.